if you can just crack the code in Amazon, it doesn't mean that you can crack the code outside of Amazon. And we want to launch a product that could generate buzz in the future, but not just rely on Amazon.
Welcome to the Mastering E-commerce Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Eitan Kotter, co-CEO of Vimy. In an era of rising acquisition costs and increased competition, this podcast is dedicated to helping you drive sales, engage customers, and build meaningful communities so you can turn passive visitors into active buyers. Now let's get started with the episode. Hello listeners, my guest today is Dylan Lam, founder of Omirank, a digital agency helping Amazon and e-commerce brands launch and scale. Nicknamed Digital Dylan, he's known for running data into results through small product launches, Amazon PPC, and quiz funnels. He also serves on the board of advisors of several eight-figure Amazon brands, bringing deep behind-the-scenes insights into what it takes to build the category-leading products in today's market. Dylan, how are you? Welcome.
I'm good. Thanks for having me, Ethan. Love to be here.
Right, Dylan, before we get started, I want you to think about 3 words that are most important to you. Please share it with us and explain also why.
If this is like a free word, I'll put 3 single word, right? Say curious. I think curious is very important subject, because if you're curious, you're always learning. And why you gotta be curious to be inside the e-commerce world nowadays. And then the second one is focus, because nowadays the internet age is like, you got TikTok, you got so much platform. Like, you need to focus on the core things that what you are there for, but not like you try everything at once, which as a e-commerce business owners, this is a very easy, this is a thing that we will easily lose sight of if we forget about focus. Okay, and I would say the third word is driven, because anything is all about result driven. We optimize systems, we optimize data. We all use all data to make result-driven decision. So that's really what I would choose.
Okay, great. Love the combinations. And yes, focus, you mentioned focus, which is so important because there are so many marketing ideas these days and new communities, as you mentioned, TikTok, let's call them a community. And then you have obviously Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and so many different type of channels out there. What is the process that you usually focus these days? Is it just you see TikTok working very well, or what are some of the good marketing strategies or good channels that you see out there right now?
TikTok is definitely a good platform compared to Amazon, because Amazon could pose a lot of like systematic risk. Whereas like Shopify, you have to do all the effort by yourself, like driving traffics, or maybe creating all the backend stuff by yourself. So I wouldn't say like one thing. I wouldn't say that you should just focus on one platform, although focus is something that I would preach. But then there is like stage where we will feel like you need to achieve a certain amount of revenue first before you move on to the second part. So if you're on Shopify or if you're on Amazon, make sure that you went past 6 figures before you scale to other platform. And then the first one we normally advise is TikTok, and then after that is something else. Once you reach to maybe 500K, something like that.
Yeah. And what is your process or formula for identifying winning products right before launch?
To identify a winning product, that's very good question, because there's a lot of resources on the internet already who what to use or what to come up with when it comes to identifying product, whereas everyone is using the same software like Hidden 10, Jungle Scout, Mania, or like Oberlo in the past, right? And now you got like Spyful, right? So I think software is like a tool, right? But at the end of the day, it's all about speed to the market and also result-driven, data-driven approach to validate whether or not the product has a potential. For example, when we launch a product, we will do 3 different types of tests. One is engagement test, whereas you test on the engagement when you put a post on a community. You wouldn't know if people is engaging. Once you got confirmation, that's step 1. Step 2 is you wanna run ad to see whether or not if people are interested, as in like CPC makes sense, or maybe if people is actually buying in your idea by combining the engagement and also the cost of impression, like for the per CPM, right? So we look at those data to see whether or not if there's potential, and then it gave us a ballpark whether or not if this is a product that would generate sales. Because running ad means you are finding the right niche. If you cannot find the right niche, then your CPC is naturally high because you're just competing with like high ticket brand, or maybe a existing brand that is in the market. So we want to validate the CPC, CPL to see whether or not the cost makes sense. That ad approach we will normally run through Facebook and Amazon if necessary, because in Amazon that's a unique marketplace where people is ready to buy, whereas on Facebook you are targeting emotional people, like using interruptive marketing kind of strategy. So by having both data, then you will know when you launch a product, what are the success down the line. Because if you can just crack the code in Amazon, it doesn't mean that you can crack the code outside of Amazon. And we want you to launch a product that could generate buzz in the future, but not just rely on Amazon. And so we want to launch on both platforms.
Okay. This is only on the pre-launch phase, right? Running ads on Amazon and also on Meta, trying to market research and check what's going on and what's the fit to the product, right?
That's right.
And about that first step that you mentioned, try to figure out engagement before advertising, what usually is the process? How do you figure out things for that?
There's several options in the engagement stage where we will put it on Facebook poll, just like groups where community have joined and then just come up with an idea. We call it group infiltration. So you pretend that you are a newbie, novice, to just go on to a group and then just say, hey, this is the idea that we invented. We're thinking about improving this or that. How about you guys? Do you have a similar problem? Like if they all raises a problem, or if they all try to discuss in the same thread, then you know that, oh, there is a problem in the market that have not yet to be solved. And that is something that we do using poll. If you have your customer base, we will send out email to go for a beta tester program, ask them whether or not if they want to improve this, improve that. If you want to have a fast result, then you can use a software like Pickful. You just go on to raise a poll there, ask them which product would you pick. For example, if you're selling a iPhone case, then you will see you would just create 3 different kind of 3D prototype, and then you would just create 4 different images: a normal one with maybe UVC light, a normal one with the fidget ring behind the phone case, or maybe a Apple Wallet behind the phone case. And then you base on the answer to ask this follow-up question about why do they think about this? Why do they think about that? And then you further clarify whether or not if this answer is legit. So that is a quicker method compared to using email marketing to look for beta tester to come up with the answers.
Yeah, and when you see some positive feedback on Amazon, it usually you see positive feedback on your own on Meta or like on your platform. Is it usually and when you see those 2 positive feedback, then you know you're ready to launch. And that's question number one. Question number two is, when you find these winning products, your recommendation is to launch on Amazon and also on Shopify or even Meta ads?
We'll first launch on we'll launch on FBM on Amazon. We'll also launch on Shopify, because of if you can launch on FBM, it means that there is a huge potential in the market.
Yeah.
There's people that we will encourage them to send maybe at least like 100 stocks into Amazon. So because FBM is not as great as FBA, where FBA is actually you have to send it to the warehouse and then it costs you a fortune on commission fee, referral fee, right? Where like FBM will be cheaper. But then if they don't do the FBA method, like it's really hard to look at the data in general, right? So we launch both one in FBM, and then the minimal things that we do, one in FBM and one in the landing page. So you set up a landing page, the stock might not be available. You just like tell them, hey, we're launching this product, this is the feature, you might want to get in this feature. If you are interested, then just pay us like £1 or £2 and get them interested. Then if you see that people is really engaging, giving you the £2 to reserve something that is not yet available yet, then it means that they are really interested into getting to help you to achieve your product launch. And so that's one thing that I think. The reservation funnel is actually on step 3, but then what happened is, if you think about step 1 and step 2 and step 3 in general, you're getting a lot of data, and also you're getting a lot of like creative, because those creative is something that you cannot get if you just launch straight up in Amazon or if you launch straight up in Facebook. So that preparation stage, pre-launch stage, is actually a very good stage where it helps you build the momentum for your product launch in general.
Yes. So how do you suggest, or how like a high converting Amazon launch look like today?
Oh, a high converting Amazon launch day. If you break even in 2 months, then that is a very, very good launch, because on the first month, normally, there is different kind of launch. I need to mention first. In Amazon, there's like test launch, there's like full launch, right? That's what we call. And there's different stages like current liquidation, or like fly low as well, right? It really depends on what is your goal. Like some of the client that will tell them, hey, don't go full launch, let's go fly low, because if you full launch, your queue is too competitive. Like look at the short-term queue report in Amazon backend, you will realize, oh wow, 80% of the search term is actually owned by 2 big brands. Then that is not a good product to launch on Amazon. I mean, you better just launch it on Shopify, right? But if you put on a benchmark on what is a good benchmark when it comes to good launch, break even in 2 months, it means that you have a very good business.
Okay, and what are usually the steps that you take when you launch a product on Amazon?
When we launch product on Amazon, like what we do is we create a PPC campaign. There is several campaigns that we create. We'll do a cash-all campaign. Cash-all campaign means like we'll do substitute, close, smash, and complementary, and also the auto the exact match as well. So we'll also like create a campaign that is set up to success, where you're trying to cache all the keyword that you think there is a gap that you can fill in, and not directly competing with the big brand immediately. And you just focus on those keywords, put all your available budget in the top 10 keyword and the top seed keyword that coming out. I thought that top 10 long tail keyword that come from the seed keyword. So we use we just create campaign targeting those, and we let the non-targeting keyword, we let the auto campaign to target those targeting keyword, because those keyword is important as well. What we need Amazon to see is the consistent signal. The consistent signal to Amazon means that like we have a very good bestseller rank. If we are able to tell them, hey, we are selling this product 20 unit a day, it means that every single day in a week you get like 140, right? If we can show them that our product can get 20 a day consistently, but not like 10 today, 5 tomorrow, and then day after you get 2 only, and then the fourth day you jump up to 20, then your launch is typically going to be successful. So the campaign that we're surrounding, the deal that we're creating is actually meticulously calculating, as in, okay, this keyword can get up to 5 sales, that keyword can get up to 2 sales. Since we have this organic keyword that is ranked already, we can decrease the keyword ranking on this n-gram keyword or scat campaign that we created in the past. And so we can balance out the budget from campaign A to campaign B, so we can allocate more budget into keyword B to rank it higher, to get the organic ranking going, but not just the sponsor ranking.
Yes. Amazon are providing like other, let's say, systems or tools, like, their affiliates programs, videos, live. I mean, you have any experience with those tactics as well?
We haven't been doing live at all because we don't find success in live in the past. We just done like 1 or 2 max, because live is something that Amazon thinking TikTok finds success in China, and then they think that it will be find success in the UK, US. But Amazon Live is like, it's still not getting there. It's not getting the traffic that we go for.
Yeah.
If we're going for live, we just advise client to go for TikTok, because TikTok shopping ad is still a gold mine right now to drive traffic back to Amazon. Amazon Post is good. It was free, and it's actually quite it's free anyway. You can just like put the post up, and then it would just drive you traffic. But then it's still not like as impactful when it comes to like landing deal, or like the lowest hanging fruit, which is the sponsor, which is the search ad, which was that about sponsor brand sponsor ad, yeah, sponsor.
Great. So talk to us about your quiz funnel strategy, right?
Quiz funnel strategy. Okay, interesting. Quiz funnel strategy. Like we help a skincare brand in one of our Chinese client. They launch a skincare brand. The reason why we implement this like quiz funnel to our client, because a skincare brand, they always require a higher customization, where they feel like that you are an expert before they buy from you, right? So when someone land on Amazon, right? So we always have this on Amazon and off Amazon kind of integration for depending on different brand. So this client, where she sells skincare brand, she used her like a moisturizer, as in like loose leader, because the moisturizer on Amazon is like too competitive, right? But then because what he put on Amazon is very competitive, and he can only buy that gift package on Amazon, and it's quite popular as well for his niche. And so he decided to only sell the moisturizer um, in smaller bottle, for people to understand, to know the brand, and then to get them to come to the website, sign up for the bonus, and also take the quiz as well, and we can continue upsell them for other type of products, right? So, but then like the process is like there's a lot of like email insert and brand building in the packaging as well, to get them to Shopify, right? Once they're on Shopify, we email them. It's like, do you want to do a diagnose about what's your skin type about, how we can help you, and then therefore tailor them with a comprehensive package on what you should be buying, upselling them, the subscription service on the necessary item as well. So those are the quiz funnel that we're able to help client to build, to generate at least, it was from just like six figures when they joined us, and we helped them scale past 7 figures by just using quiz funnel.
Wow. And this mostly you worked with existing customer for retention or also with new acquisitions?
New acquisition. So the strategy with this brand is the acquisition come from TikTok and Amazon. Amazon took around I would say 40%, whereas TikTok is actually 60% when it comes to new customer.
Yeah. Yeah. And those quizzes were implemented on their Shopify side.
That's right. And also when they sign up for the email, then we will immediately ask them to come to the site to do a diagnose.
Interesting. Interesting. And then what are some of the mistakes that you see brands do when they're launching on Amazon?
When they launch on Amazon, they did. I would say speed to the market. To be fair, really speed to the market is important, and they are not building a brand when it comes to Amazon. Like imagine like if we buy a Apple Watch brand, right? Apple Watch brand, there's several big brand in the market like a Mouse, Apple Official, or Nomad, right? So, but then if you see on Amazon right now, a lot of them is selling Apple Watch brand as well. When you ask me what's the brand name, I don't know. I just know they are from Amazon. So when my friends ask me where do you get it from, I get it on Amazon. But I was able to call the name Nomad, right? The Nomad brand for the iPhone Watch case or iPhone Watch band, right? And so that is the difference. It's like people is not building brand on Amazon. They are just selling on Amazon, which selling on Amazon get them nowhere. Selling on Shopify get them nowhere. Dropshipping get them nowhere, right? At the end of the day, you have to exit your brand. At the end of the day, you have to build a customer acquisition funnel. At the end of the day, you have to have your customer journey designed for your potential customer, right? So selling is easy. Everyone can sell. You can just go on the AliExpress, put it on Amazon. If you're lucky, you get some margin. If you're not lucky, then you're done. I mean, you're going back to 9 to 5, right? So branding, no matter what, like on multiple stage, we have to have that in mind. When customer comes to us in the past, they would just sell a generic brand. But then a generic brand means we can scale, and so we have to redesign everything for them, from branding to packaging to the email funnel, to founder stories, insert card as well. That is branding. That is the basic branding that everyone needs to understand.
Yes. I mean, you have to just have all the things in the right place, right? I mean, you can have an amazing PPC, but if the branding is not right, messaging is not right, differentiation is not clear, right? Brand stories is not clear, then it will not work. So there are so many different moving pieces that needs to be aligned together. And I guess this is a fundamental process that you actually implement. Dylan, I want to talk to you about data and some of the optimization processes. So what kind of data should brands focus, let's say on a pre-launch phase and later on the launch phase?
In pre-launch phase, we are thinking about the lead, right? We have stage 1 and stage 3 as well early on. So in the engagement, of course you just look at engagement. But then when it comes to ad, that's where the important things come up.
Mm-hmm.
We want to look at depending on the niche, of course. Like we want to look at the benchmark. So you might ask, where do we get a benchmark? You can look at the brand analytics in Amazon, look at their benchmark, because Amazon benchmark is the high intent benchmark, right? So we use that benchmark, and then we bring it to Facebook. We times it by 2.5. For example, if the CPC is around $2, right? Then you expect Facebook is around $4.5. So how $5. So how do you come up with those? I would say so how do we come up with the 2.5 times multiplier when it comes to Amazon convert to Facebook? Because Amazon is high intent, as just mentioned, and in Facebook there is a lot of like try and error, right? In the try and error part, like where you try to run ad, I mean, Facebook do not serve your ad immediately to the people that you want to focus on, right? Until they exit the running phrase, or maybe in the middle of the running phrase, then they start to understand, oh, this is the people that you want to target. And therefore, that's a premium that we put it there. the 2.5 times premium in there. And of course, like why 2.5? Because your creative, your message, you have your test out as well, the copy as well, your test out, and that's why 2.5 is a reasonable cost if you use the direct conversion from brand analytics to Facebook. So we use 2 times multiplier when it comes to CPC, and then when it comes to CPL, we're expecting it's gonna be around similar with CPC, CPL, and then also CPA as well. So CPA means the reservation funnel. So if people pay you, right, we're expecting around we're expecting around like each of the stage there will be around 60% drop off as a normal industry data, right? But then when it comes to Kickstarter or like maybe launching a reservation funnel, we are expecting around the open rate in email or in WhatsApp around 18% when it comes to the open rate. Okay, so when people when they open it 18%, when you try to get them to buy that £1, then that would be around around 22% of the open rate. So that's the idea of the metrics that we are focusing on.
Got it. So Dylan, why people call you Digital Dylan?
Because I'm just like so digital, like always like digital focus, and also like I'm like when you talk about e-commerce or digital, like I'm all in it. I'm just like I'm excited.
Okay, great. Tell us more about Omirank. What type of services did you provide? Which customer you're targeting?
So Omirank is actually a full service Amazon Amazon PPC agency, converted into a full service agency just like 2 years ago. The reason why, because we converted because there's a lot of Chinese seller that want to sell outside of Amazon, because for them, Amazon is no longer a viable need place. There is a lot of like setup and risk behind getting suspended, hijacking, and also like the platform risk as well. So they wanted to go on to off Amazon like Shopify, TikTok, and find external stream of income other than focusing on Amazon. And so we help people. We started to help them. We are the team to launch Facebook ad, TikTok ad, and Google ad as well. And that is Omirank.
Yeah, and I see you're very much obviously people call you Digital Dylan. I mean, you're totally in the bits and pieces of the things. You know how to set up those tools and how to configure everything. You're totally into the details, but you also have like a experience of working in the industry for many years. What is the biggest change or a biggest shift you see, coming in the e-commerce space?
I would say definitely AI. AI cannot replace human, but then AI makes everyone else so much easier. Like I see there's a lot of like changes, like the behavior change from eBay to Amazon to FBT, like fulfillment by TikTok, right? And even like there's like before FBT, there's like uh, Walmart as well, right? Those are platform kind of like changes, but then at the end of the day, the market share doesn't really change, right? Look at like Amazon, they are still like 60% out of like they're all the e-commerce, right? Look at Walmart, how great they are struggling. They are still not even 10% of the e-commerce revenues, right? Well, TikTok, right? Like the way that they operate is still a social commerce, right? They're not high intent, but they do have a high impact, right? Like Temu, like Shin, remember, right? So those, yeah, that's just like market share impact. Like it's about strategy. But then when it comes to AI is where everyone needs to be get on, because e-commerce is no longer about just planning what platform you go on to launch at. E-commerce is about optimizing your whole system, optimizing operation, right? Traditional brand, if you are trying to hire VA, uh, hire agency, um, without understanding how AI works, they are actually paying a fortune because um, a lot of like VA, they are just gonna be using AI to help you do the basic things. Um, the most the most thing that won't change is the data analytic part, where like PPC or maybe optimization on a funnel, right? Those are require human intervene, where AI cannot change, right? Like the copy, like if you talk about copy design or maybe even creating music or video, AI can do it all. So that's the impact.
Yeah. Hey, great feedback. So Dylan, how people can find you and the agency?
You guys can reach me out on LinkedIn, Digital Dylan, and or sorry, I think LinkedIn is called Official Dylan. I will send you the link, or maybe on Omirank. You just go on to Omirank and then message me on WhatsApp. I will have it.
Okay, amazing. I'll reshare all these contact details in the show notes. There's anything else you want to add?
That's it. That's it.
Okay, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best. Thank you for listening to the end of this episode. If you found this episode valuable, please subscribe so you won't miss any of our future content. Explore Vimy, the video commerce platform that includes live shopping, shoppable video, and social commerce capabilities. Visit Vimy at www.vimy.net. We appreciate your support and look forward for bringing you more valuable insight in our next episode.